there comes innovation from a new angle or a new area that you didn't expect. And that's why I'm glad I have the two of you here. Just so the people at home or at their offices know, we both were going to interview Hunter, and it turned out that Gary and I figured that we would have a triple interview, and I figured, you know, I've never seen anyone...
The Hunter Newby sandwich.
Yeah.
Whoa! All right, Gary, settle down.
We're going to take a commercial break.
Yeah, right. It's getting edited out. William, cut that out.
I have never seen anyone interview Gary either, so I thought this is a great opportunity, Gary, to tell us a little bit about what you've seen at this show. And by the way, we're at the Voice Peering Forum Summer 2008 in San Francisco. So, Gary, what kinds of things have you seen at the show?
Well, yeah, I'd say the biggest thing, this is, I think, our third year of doing this. And we started out, I think this show is sort of basically a user group. Mm-hmm. Then it became a sort of peering meeting. So people were talking about the techniques, how do you do it,
right.
Why do you do it? And now really a lot of stuff about applications.
Yep.
Applications, how carriers can get into that business. I mean, look at the people, you know, Google's here, Microsoft is here, other application providers are here talking to carriers. To me, that was the most striking thing.
Yeah, Tehrani's done a great job of getting together a diverse group of companies. And I think some of the things that he announced today in terms of dividing up the VPF so that you actually can have some of these web companies take advantage of enum registries and build communities. And Hunter, what are your thoughts on what's happening with the VPF?
I tell you, the most significant announcement and development, really the two things that were announced by Tehrani today, are the biggest developments since the inception of the VPF. You know, there's obviously been some additions made along the way. And I guess the VPF itself and the enum registry, which was created almost like 4 months after the VPF was launched. But the decision to take the enum registry, the multilateral enum registry, and not make it the absolute, the standard, but a piece of a framework of enum and SRV registries that can be created by communities of interest, whether they be carriers or enterprises or universities or whatever. Anybody that controls the endpoint, whether it's an enum number or an SRV domain record, can create a community of interest, and it's accessible now over the public internet versus only being accessible through the layer 2 fabric. That is significant. And like to your point, social networking communities, individuals within social networking communities essentially have unique identities within those communities. The communities themselves have their own registries, the registry of the people. Certain people are in multiple communities, other people aren't, so there's a disparity. And the commonality or the root of all of them is the efficiency in being able to connect between people and whatever the reason is, the interest of the transaction or whatever. And it's application-based, it's data-based, it's registry-driven. And then you move over to, on the session side, also the ability to use the public internet for this, which is totally different. Obviously, the VPF is a private layer 2 distributed network. It's a private internet, essentially. That doesn't go away for the people that want the QoS and the VLAN capabilities. But having the databases accessible also over the public internet is big. The other tremendous change in the VPF is the transaction system. The route engine, which is backed by JP Morgan Chase. It's backed by a bank. So the biggest problem in wholesale voice, besides my history of provisioning, right, trying to get the loops, is getting paid. It's a huge problem. I mean, there's lots of others too. Rates change all the time, and billing, but getting paid. First thing out of anybody's mouth, if I was ever describing the VPF or voice peering, everybody just immediately believed that, who's sending me the traffic and how am I going to get paid? And bilateral natures of the wholesale transaction still exist, right? But the routing engine for trading minutes that Tehrani has built automates that, but it's possible, it actually works because of the bank that sits behind it. So we all want to trade minutes. You open an account in this bank that's set up basically for stealth in the VPF, and you deposit money into it. Let's say you put in $1 million. I put in $500,000. You put in $3 million. We are allowed to trade through the system to our level on deposit. And it's based upon the rule set. We all subscribe to the master service agreement, and I say I'm going to send 1 million minutes to you at a penny, and the system knows how much money I have in the bank, so you're securitized. And then at the end, if there's any disputed portion, there's actually rules through the service agreement that govern the dispute to resolution. And the undisputed portion just gets cleared through the bank, through the banking system. In a transparent way, which this is being set up to be, it has never existed. There's a couple other models where there's a counterparty to the minute, and then settlement is, taking place and credit is guaranteed by a large financial institution. That doesn't exist. But it's the transparency and the fact that there are no transaction fees at all whatsoever. No fees for the minutes, no fees for moving the money. It was just announced today. It's going to be in beta up until September, like Tehrani said, but it's profound. Now, tie that together with the ability to create communities of interest with enum and SRV endpoints, and anybody can go out and say, I control these endpoints, and I want to create a community, and I want to set a rate of some way, a lookup, a session, whatever, completed call, whatever you want to call it, and I want to set a rate. It's a fraction of a penny, it's a dollar, it's whatever. And now that I've created this community, I want to invite other communities to come and connect to my community and communicate directly with me, like an enterprise to an enterprise. Then you have the financial settlement system that backs that up. I've been thinking about it for the last 3 hours since he said it. I've come up with, 15, 20 new businesses. Opportunities, models even, for people that have control over endpoints. Like we were talking at lunch about Second Life. In Second Life, in a virtual world, you can have telephones in the homes, and they could be reached through this registry, this community of interest. And it could be more than just telephones. It could be anything. They could be video sessions. They could be invitations to virtual nightclubs, member-only communities, whatever they are. And I use Second Life as an example because that's the one thing that I think people visually can correlate to. But there's a lot of invisible things that are number-based or name-based that are communities that could also be put in here and linked together on a set of rules that are established by the people that create the communities. I don't really know. Basically the voice peering fabric becomes a bank. Most people heard the message today and they're trying to think, how's he making money from this? He's not making money off of minutes. He's moving away from the ports. He's not charging transaction fees. How does he make money? Same way banks make money. Float. Money in the deposit accounts is in the stealth account. And every carrier wants their money in there because that's the easiest way for them to settle between each other. No more wires, no more prepays, no more letters of credit, no more risky, shady guys that you want to trade with but you're really not sure about. Everybody's in there. They all have their account. You know how much they can trade. Everything's clean. You get paid. It works. That is 180 degrees from where we were basically yesterday in this whole business.
It's half PayPal and half eBay.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. The genesis of this